All right, y'all. In this video, we will be going over solving multiplying and dividing decimal word problems, so we can be able to distinguish which word problems are just multiplying and which word problems are just dividing. All right. I have attached in Google Classroom under this week's work the some keywords that will help you, that you can use when you do your work, that can help you know, all right, are we multiplying, are we dividing? Okay, so now let's get started. Number 1 says a eucalyptus tree grows 7 and 65 meters in 1 year. At that rate, how much does the tree grow in 2.5 or 2.5 years? So obviously, as I was reading that, I like to underline the numbers that are in the word problem to see if these are the numbers that I'm using. These are the numbers that I'm using. So over here, I'm just gonna write 7 and 65 hundredths and 2.5. I don't have a symbol to put here because I don't know what operation we're doing just yet. So it says that in 1 year, a eucalyptus tree grows 7.65 meters. That's 1 year. We want to know how much it's going to grow in 2.5 years. So this is going to be multiplication because we know how much it is for 1 year, but we want to know how much it's going to be for more than 1 year. So this is a multiplication problem. So if you want to, I should have said this, but you should be either writing this down on a clean sheet of paper, like solving with me on a clean sheet of paper, or printing this off and doing it on that. You will not be able to type in this. You will have to use a clean sheet of paper or print this off and write by hand with it. So if you want to make a little note that this is a multiplication, I suggest doing that. All right, so now I'm just gonna write this vertically in my standard algorithm. I'm gonna write 7 and 65 hundredths times 2.5. I'm gonna box this, and I know I probably am like writing it really small. Oh no, okay, y'all can kind of see that. Okay, so 5 times 5 is 25. I'm gonna put my 5, carry my 2. 6 times 5 is 30. 30 plus 2 is 32. 7 times 5 is 35. And 35 plus 3 is 38. I'm done multiplying all the numbers I need to multiply by 5, so mark out the numbers I don't need anymore. And put my place value holder. And now I can multiply 7 and 65 hundredths by 2. 5 times 2 is 10. I'm going to put my 0, carry my 1. 6 times 2 is 12. 12 plus 1 is 13. I'm going to put my 3, carry my 1 above the 7. 7 times 2 is 14. And 14 plus 1 is 15. So put my 5. Don't need to carry my 1, so I put it down. And then now I can add. 5 plus 0 is 5. 2 plus 0 is 2. 8 plus 3 is 11. Put my 1 and carry my other 1. 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 plus 5 is 9. And then bring down my 1. So we're done solving, but we're not done with our answer. So remember, we need to figure out where our decimal point is going to go. We can't just bring it down because it'd probably end up in the wrong spot. So we want to make sure that we know where our decimal point goes. So I'm going to write the number of digits behind the decimal point for each number because that's going to tell me where my decimal point is going to go in my answer. So I have 2 numbers behind the decimal point for 7.65 and have 1 behind 2.5. If I add that together, I get 3. So that means my decimal point has to have 3 numbers behind it. So I'm gonna go 1, 2, 3. And my answer is 19.125. Now, remember, when we're dealing with word problems, I want you to write your answer in a complete sentence. If you haven't noticed, I take a point off whenever you don't write your answer in a complete sentence on a test. So make sure you write your answer in a complete sentence. It doesn't have to be super detailed, it just has to be in a sentence, because it lets me know that you comprehend what the word problem is saying. So the question is, how much does the tree grow in 2.5 years? You can say the tree grows 19.125 meters. That's simple. And this is your word problem, or not your word problem, your statement or sentence. All right, now we're gonna do number 2. Number 2 says, Andy bought 3.85 meters of cord. The cord cost 78 cents per meter. What was the total cost of the cord? So remember, I need to figure out what numbers we're working with. We're working with 3 8/85 and 78 cents. So I'm gonna write 3 8/85 and 78 cents. I don't know what operation I'm doing, so I'm not gonna put a symbol just yet. But here's a key word that lets us know what we're doing. Total cost. So I know that you know that when it says total, y'all automatically think adding, because you're putting it together. You're combining the numbers. Total also works for multiplying, because when we multiply, we're combining the numbers together. We want to know how much money he's spending altogether if he is buying 3.85 meters of cord. So that's how we know that we are multiplying. So if it says total cost, that lets us know that we are multiplying. So I'm going to put a multiplication symbol there, and over here, I'm just gonna write a little note that it is a multiplication problem. Just as like a reminder, because you will see where these word problems again. Hint, hint. I can't wink, but I tried. All right, so now I'm going to set my standard algorithm. We're gonna have 3.85 times 78 cents. Now I got rid of the 0 in the ones place because that's just gonna be one less step for us. So if you have, like, if you're dealing with money and it's like 78 cents, 50 cents, 60 cents, you can get rid of the 0 in the front because we're not gonna use it. Or we can use it, but that's like an extra step we don't need. So now, box my 8 and I'm gonna multiply. 5 times 8 is 40. Put my 0, carry my 4. 8 times 8 is 64. I think. Yes, 64. 64 plus 4 is 68. Put my 8, carry my 6. 3 times 8 is 24. And 24 plus 6 is 30. I'm going to mark out the numbers I don't need and put a 0 before I can move on to 7. 7 times 5 is 35. I'll put my 5. Carry my 3. 8 times 7 is 56. 56 plus 3 is 59. Put my 5 above the 3. 3 times 7 is 21. And 21 plus 5 is 26. I'm going to add these up. 0 plus 0 is 0. 8 plus 5 is 13. Put my 3. Carry my 1. 1 plus 9 is 10. Put my 0. Carry the 1. 1 plus 3 is 7. No, it's not. 1 plus 3 is 4. 4 plus 6 is 10. Put my 0, carry the other one. 1 plus 2 is 3. So I have my answer. But I don't have it finished because I need to put a decimal point somewhere in there. So I need to look at how many numbers are behind the decimal point in my answer. So I have 2 up here and 2 down here. When I add those, I get 4. My decimal point needs to have 4 numbers behind it. So I'm going to start to the right and work my way to the left. 1, 2, 3, 4. Put my decimal point right here. So my answer is 3 and 0.0030. Now, since we're dealing with the money, however, we need to round this to the nearest penny whenever we write our sentence. So I'm going to start off my sentence. It says, what was the total cost of the cord? We can say the total cost was, put my $, and we have 3.0030. So I want to round to the nearest penny, which is this number right here. So using what we learned in 5th grade, this number next to this 0 is going to tell me whether that 0 stays a 0 or if it's going to round up to a 1. Well, that 3 is less than 5, so the 0 is going to stay the same. So we're going to say $3. And that is our answer. All right, so now we're actually going to skip number 3. I'll come back to that in a second. But now we're going to move on to division word problems.